This week, of course, Valentine's Day, and how about instead of buying something, making the perfect treat for your sweetie? How about a chocolate biscuit cake? And Lee Clayton-Roper from a well-seasoned kitchen is here to show us. It's actually a royal chocolate biscuit cake, right?
It is. It is. It's now considered royal because in May, Prince William selected this as the cake he wanted to serve at the wedding reception to Kate. They each picked a cake,
all right,
and this was his.
I have two questions before we get started. One is, you have, what is this, brandy over here?
This is
that
brandy.
in the recipe? Or
this is in the recipe.
Okay, I just thought maybe...
You can have some if you'd like as well.
I just thought maybe you said I got to deal with Tom again.
A little cook's treat.
And then we're going to make a different size of recipe. The recipe itself is this big, but you're going to show us halves and quarters of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. This one that's fully made here is half of the recipe that's posted.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do here today is make a little one that goes in this small springform pan that's perfect for two people for Valentine's Day. And this is a quarter of the recipe.
Well, let's get going. So
okay.
I see we got a lot of stuff to deal with. What are these cookies?
Okay, this is crushed up McVitie's Digestives. And these are a British cookie that have been around for more than 100 years. And actually, the McVitie company is the one who made the wedding cake.
Now, they may be delicious, but from a marketing standpoint, calling them digestives may not have been the way to go.
I know, but you know, 100 years ago, or whenever it was when they first came out, they thought it was a good idea, and sticking with tradition, they haven't changed it. And they call it that mainly because it has a couple ingredients in it that are
I'm afraid you're going to tell me why they call it that.
Well, it's supposed to help with your digestion. But it has whole grain. It's got a brown. It's made from brown flour, which is comes from whole grain wheat. So
well, we crumble up a couple of them.
We do. They're really delicious. We've got a bunch of them in here, and then if you want to mix in, this is chopped roasted pistachios, walnuts, raisins, and dried cherries.
And you did in your recipe, the one we're posting today, has all of these mixed in as well. Okay.
It does. It's exactly the same ingredients.
Do you want me to dump them in?
Yeah, you want to dump them in and mix that up. That would be great.
Get the nuts, the raisins.
And then what I have over here in a double boiler is I'm melting dark chocolate and a little butter.
Any particular favorite chocolates that you use, or is that just
I like the Choco Love.
Okay.
It's a really delicious chocolate. It's made here in Colorado. It's really, really wonderful. It melts really well.
So we melt that down.
You do. The key to when you're using a double boiler is you don't want the water, because this is boiling water in the bottom, you don't want it to touch the bottom of the top pan, because it cooks too quickly. So you do that, and then once that's melted, I'm stirring in a little bit of cream. I use half and half. I don't use heavy cream. And I think you can see this. I'm not sure. At first, it kind of looks like it separates.
Yep, they can see it.
All that's doing is that's the cold milk hitting the hot chocolate.
You can't hear the helicopter above? Look at the shot we're getting from Sky 2.
Perfect. How fabulous is that?
So we add the half and half.
So you stir it, and then it looks fine. And then I'm mixing in some Lyle's Golden Syrup, which is another British product.
Sounds like honey.
It is like honey, and it's really delicious. It's a great substitute for honey. It is a byproduct of making sugar from sugar cane.
Okay.
And then that's also got the brandy in there. And then I'm putting in a little bit of orange zest.
Orange zest.
And so you just mix all that up. Take it off.
Okay.
This is dripping not because it was touching, but just from the heat.
The steam, sure.
So you do want to watch that too, because you don't want to get that steam water in when you mix it up. So you stir all that together, and then you pour that over. This is so yummy.
And this is the body of the cake.
This is the cake, and it's so delicious. It's really like a candy bar.
So we're running a little bit short on time, because I see these are frosted to some regard, right? The cakes that you made, especially the heart-shaped one. Is that tricky when you're working with the small mold?
It's no different than working with a regular mold. Once you get this, you're going to stir that. Once you get that stirred up, you put it in the mold. Right. Even it off, put it in the refrigerator, let it harden for a couple hours. Take it out, and then you flip it out. It looks like this before it's been iced. Right. And then you just melt a little bit more cream, a very small amount of cream and more chocolate. Kind of let it cool to an icing consistency, and then you just spread it on the top. We're going to put the recipe, of course, on the website at kwgn.com, so you can make your own royal chocolate biscuit cake now that it is royal. And we always appreciate you coming by and showing us delicious stuff. Thanks, Lee. Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Nice to see you, too.